You're tuned in to the Keetria Show and listening to SOB Style of Business, the podcast with your host, Keetria. We aim to highlight the ongoing trek of entrepreneurs and business owners from around the globe, featuring stories that recount their struggles, experiences, and inevitable road to success and self-fulfillment. Welcome to SOB.
This podcast is being brought to you by my inspiring new book titled Courage is a Muscle, Using Heart to Power Your Entrepreneurial Dreams. You can grab your copy today on Amazon. Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out another hot episode of SOB Style of Business, the podcast. This is your host, Keetria. And today I have another hot guest tuning in today. So excited to have this young lady on the show. Yes, ma'am. Hey, we are about to get it started. You guys get ready.
Thank you so much.
You guys get ready. Like I said, another hot guest. She is a director, the CEO and founder of 7E Entertainment, and also just a good artist as well. She has some great music coming out, and she is also going to be sharing a little bit of information on her background in film and just giving us a little bit of inspiration for today. So I'm speaking with Patrizia Iuliucci. Miss Patrizia, did I get it right?
Yeah.
Did I get it right? Just tell me I got it right.
You got it right. You got it right.
Iuliucci, Miss Iuliucci.
Not too many people can get it right. So you got some extra points for that.
Hey, you know what? I always appreciate when I can just get somebody's name together because my name is always shredded and ripped to pieces. So, I know what that means, but we are definitely excited to have you on, Patrizia. And I'm just so thankful and appreciative to be able to connect with you. You have some great stuff going. You and I have chatted before. And it's just, I'm just glad to be able to connect with somebody who can come in and bring some inspiration and encourage other people like yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Go ahead and drop that introduction for us. Let us know a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, and we're going to roll this thing through.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on your platform. I really appreciate, women in business and entrepreneurs, and being that we're both in the same field of communications, just different aspects of it. We empower one another. So this is a great way for other women, business owners, to come on here and listen and, really get an insight to what we do. I've been in this business for about 8 years now. And it started from when I was studying my master's degree in communications. And I've always been a creative individual, starting from the age of, 4 years old, singing on the microphone, and then playing the violin as a musician. And everything just kind of took a lead on its own in my career. And where I've come to now, and what I've been doing for the past 8 years with my company is I've combined all my years of college education, field experience, and working with clients. And that's where 7E Entertainment comes into play, where I provide services for individuals like yourself or small business owners, Fortune 500 companies. And, I'm the main face of the company. I shake hands with everyone. And, I tailor my services specifically to the needs of my client.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I'm very fortunate because I've been very blessed that, I had to figure everything out on my own. And sometimes a lot of people will look at that and say, well, how do you think that you're blessed that you had to basically start everything by yourself?
Yeah. Because
anything with business is through trial and error. And, a lot of people don't get that. Like, I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. My family came straight from Italy. I'm first generation born American. So for them, even me getting a college education is just an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily, there's not really too many examples of women business owners. And not to talk down about them, but they don't really understand or see the value in that.
Yeah.
It's more so family orientated that they feel, a woman, get your education, have a career, and settle down, get married, and start a family.
Right.
So a lot of the times, when I've been pursuing my own company and building on my contacts and really sacrificing and putting my company, my clients first, you know, I definitely didn't receive the support from my family that I wished I could have received. But it was not their fault that they just don't understand specifically the entertainment business.
Right.
All businesses in general are the same, but the entertainment business, it's more specific in a sense that you got to really know how to work it.
Yeah.
You gotta really have that special thing about you, because working in the film industry, if you don't have any personality, you're not going to make it. You can't be dry. You have to be warm. You have to be inviting, because to make a film, it's team. It's not one person. So you have to know how to get along with everyone. And especially too with the film industry, it's all about utilizing what you have. So an artist, right? They're a painter, and they're taking, you know, there's all different kinds of artists. So they can literally just take pieces that they find and make a piece of art. And that's exactly what film is. You're utilizing what you have and you're making a film. So especially when I'm talking about the independent route, which is more so the type of films that I do, because I love the aspect of doing that art and creating and collaborating with other artists and really making a story come to life. And ultimately, that's what my company is simplified, is just helping people tell their stories. Yeah. Whether it's through a photograph, you know, a fashion campaign, a music video, a film, you know, or an article, right? Like what you do, press releases. You're helping people, or interviews, telling their story and bringing it to light and helping people, inspiring people. And that's what I'm all about. And that's what I really am passionate about. And if I was to do it about the money, like, you know, people think right away you start your own business and you're supposed to be a millionaire.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
That's far from what it is.
You are so right.
Really got to make those mistakes. Yeah. And that's what helps you grow. You know, I'll tell you a really quick story. It was 2017. I was approached by this woman, and I had met her previously before when she was coming to do sales for something. And I was in the middle of writing a press release, and she came knocking, and then we just started conversating, and we really hit it off. So she later on, a few months later, approached me, and she was like, listen, one of my clients is a big movie studio out here in Long Island, New York. And I'm really interested in having a partner and making this grow into really big as a subdivision agency.
Oh, wow.
To, you know, help other individuals and clients and what have you. So she's like, I got the key to the studio. She was like, let's meet there and let's see, you know, what we can make happen. I'll share my ideas with you and this and that. So, you know, I'm going in the studio. We're having meetings. I'm bringing people in that I know from production company, and we're making this happen. We're going back and forth with the owner. And literally, she gave me the key to the entire movie studio.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm over here thinking to myself, is this really happening? You know, I cannot believe I have the actual key to the movie studio, right, which is my dream come true, anyone's dream come true. But me in particular, I would love that, having, you know, working in a studio and bringing all these stories to life. Like, that's my dream. That's what I love. So it didn't work out because sometimes partnerships, they're very complicated. There's a lot of different aspects involved when you have percentages, other partners, and it was failed. So it didn't happen. Right when it fails, you know, you get down on yourself because you're like, you know, this is the biggest thing that has ever happened to me or that could have happened to me.
Yeah.
And you get really down about it, and it's just another failure that didn't happen. But the best part about the failure is taking from it and making your own and pushing new ideas forward and be like, you know what?
Yeah,
I could do that myself. I don't need the big studio. Like I was saying, independently. There's other ways of going about things, and with the failures that happen, it's just it's propelled you into the next thing. It opens a new door. And especially in this film industry, like, you see a lot now, like, everyone wants to be famous, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have the influencers, the TikTokers, what have you, which is great, but it's showing the one important thing. Video is the most valuable piece of a marketing tool for any individual or business owner, because it's visual, it's there. You don't really need to understand it or explain it. It's speaking for itself. So there's also a downfall when you have such an influx of these young influencers wanting the immediate gratification of followers, views,
exposure,
all these things. And they're putting out this content that necessarily it's not doing anything. It's not inspiring. It's for attention. Copy and paste.
Yeah.
It's just for the attention.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that.
How do you get...
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much noise. And for us that we work in this industry for so long, it doesn't have the sustainability. It doesn't have the substance that's going to have the longevity for a lifetime to come. It's like, when different styles of rap come along,
right,
and you have this style and everybody's copying this style. Do you remember those songs? No. They're just like,
no
in the dust.
Yeah.
You don't remember it.
Yeah.
And it's not doing anything.
Do you think that's because do you think that's because of the there's no interest, like there's no angle to the story, because you can put out content that's, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool, that's cute. I'm tired of seeing all the cat videos or, the cute dog videos. What does it take? What you know what I'm talking about, right? You see all this visual stuff, and like you said,
well, I like
it drains you. So. but I know that you would probably also agree. It would probably be, if that's when. I guess what I'm asking is, when is it too much to where, especially when you're
enough?
When is it? That's even a better question. When is it enough? And, people get bombarded every day with a lot of visual content.
What we're going into, what we're seeing, what is happening is, like Mark Zuckerberg is, facing a lot of lawsuits with everything that was going on with the political parties and him banning certain people's posts politically. And so then it became this whole big, argument for that. And then Trump taking on and possibly banning TikTok as well.
Yeah.
So it's this control that, the masses that they're going to, and it just goes into this whole other world where people are saying this is our freedom of speech. This is how we want to express ourselves. Mm-hmm. But there's always a fine line, right?
Yeah.
Because we have to think about our children and what are the children seeing? What are they being influenced by? So I think if we just stay focused on doing the good content and making sure that it's inspirational, it'll eventually outweigh and overpower the nonsense,
Exactly.
Like, listen,
yeah.
I'm not, the one with the hammer over here. We got to have fun. I'm an artist myself. You have to do things that are visually pleasing, but then, like I was saying, you go into the whole copying everyone else,
exactly.
And then it's just redundant. Like, everyone wants to look like Kylie Jenner. For what?
Yeah.
She didn't even look like that. Like, she's just, she's not even that interesting, I feel, in my opinion, because she claims that she's a self-made billionaire, but there's nothing self-made about her. She was born into everything. So you can't really consider her as an entrepreneur. And that's the type of noise that I'm talking about, because she is a clear example as to what is not an inspiration, because how can you take that and then use that for an inspiration for a young girl who wants to maybe start her own makeup line?
Exactly.
You know, she needs to look at someone else that's done it from the ground up with no contact, no investor, you know, really making her dream come to life. But
platform.
That's neither here nor there. I wish everybody the best of luck, and I'm happy for their success. But, you know, there's always that fine line that we have to watch out for in this business. And right now, everyone is a film director.
Exactly. Well, you know, I mean, I think...
So it's really interesting.
Right. They're either, you know, there's film directors, you got all these different creators, artists, everything is coming about. I definitely agree. Like, you know, I guess for me, when you talk about opportunity and just kind of having a foundation to build and, you know, the self-made thing, one of the things that I kind of think about is like, what if I had a mentor, you know, or the resources or, you know, somebody to really kind of push me in the on the educational end when it came to the entertainment industry specifically, because like where I'm from, we talking about like a small little a town in you know, Central Texas, and that wasn't like, you know, it wasn't close. I guess it's, you know, close to Austin and Houston, Bryan, Texas or whatever, but it wasn't a hub for entertainment, and I just couldn't find any resources. I think the closest we got to having anything close was maybe a little bit later on in high school was like a recording studio. And even then it wasn't, you know, to the place where people could really learn. It was like more, okay, hey, this is something where you can go in and record or whatever. But I'm talking about like somebody that's going to mentor and teach you. So what are your thoughts on just kind of having some sort of structure when it comes to direction and guidance, whether that be with filmmaking or music? How important is that?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, coming from the standpoint that I used to work for a college, an entertainment college specifically, that would help high school students figure out what they wanted to do in this business and help guide them in the right direction. So at that time, everything changes so vastly, again, with social media and everything. Many kids nowadays are not going to college because of the high payments. Nobody wants to have student loan debt. So they're going for the instant gratification, which is what I was saying, that everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be a director. They're doing the influencing part of it, and they're not necessarily, most of them, even talented. So for those that are talented, for those that are really want to pursue this business, I highly recommend going to college. Even if your town doesn't have the same resources that someone maybe in New York or LA or Florida, you know, would have, still do it, because it teaches you tenacity, patience, perseverance. It gives you the knowledge, the credibility. Credibility is everything. If you don't have credibility, then you're just another wannabe. You know, the credibility is something that takes years to build. It can't happen instantly just because you're getting a whole bunch of likes or followers. And if you want to be a musician or you want to be a music school teacher, you definitely need to have the education and take the theory courses. Or if you want to do audio, you know, you have to learn how to engineer, you know, or if you want to be a filmmaker, you have to know how to break down a script, how to storyboard, how to find the locations. Like, everybody has their own job when it comes to either making a song, making a film, or, you know, being a teacher. Like, there's all these different roles, and, you know, figuring out what you want to do and what you're most passionate about is key to really being successful. You know, I know a few people that they have the money, right, to back it up. Like, there's some people in this business, they don't make a living off of it, and it's more so like a hobby. And so it's not their bread, and they can kind of take it as it comes and it goes. But the ones that are really all in, like me, you know, you sense it and you feel it because they're putting their all, and they're the ones that are multi-talented, and they have the experience, and they know all the answers as far as, if you come in close contact with a problem, how are you going to solve that problem?
Exactly, yeah.
People that are just starting, or they just have the money behind them, and they don't even necessarily have the talent, it's just, again, it's one of those things that'll fade out because they're lacking the credibility behind them. It doesn't make sense. Like, what are you really doing this for?
Kind of
is the ultimate question you have to ask yourself. Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. What are you doing this for? Do you want to inspire people? Do you want to, help people specifically that they want to pursue a career in this, or help bring out the best in them, or, what is the reason?
What's the purpose?
So, it's very tedious, but, like I said, it takes years and years to build. And finally, once it gets easier as you go along, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's
so perfect. You got to hang in there.
Yeah, no, you got to
just stay strong and positive.
You got to do it. And I love that you mentioned the educational aspect of it. Because I think a lot of times people miss the foundational part, and they think that they can just, and I guess you can, you can do things through trial and error, but really, the educational component, I guess that would be considered a resource, or, some sort of mentorship as well. Like, what are your thoughts on specifically, say, if it's a aspiring filmmaker, film school versus a 4-year degree? Like, what are your takes on that?
Mm-hmm. Well, Martin Scorsese is one of my inspirations among other directors like Quentin Tarantino,
for sure.
Or Alfred Hitchcock. I really look up to them. There are a lot of female film directors, but, and also male directors, but not too many have that commercial appeal where people can name drop and you know who they are.
Yeah.
And the films they've done.
Right. Right.
So, like, Martin Scorsese believes in the school system. He went to college, and among the other greats, they went to college. And a lot of people will say, you know what? You don't really need to go. Mm-hmm. You just got to get out there and film and just start making movies. And that's how you gain the experience. Yes, that's true. But you do need to have the education. I truly believe that, because you need to know your history in film. You need to read. You need to understand the process. And that takes a lot of time. And, they are offering, like, I know a lot of these directors now, like, I don't know if you've seen it, they offer the master classes online.
Oh, yeah.
So you can pay a fee, and you get to learn one-on-one from them. Yeah. And I think that's really cool. If I had access to that a few years back, that would be just like a really great addition to the college as well.
Right.
So I highly recommend that. Like, do your own research. You have to be passionate about it. If this is what you want to do, you have to, go to your local bookstore, get a few books, or do some research on, scholarly articles off of Google, and, use your inspirations as an example to what you want to do. Watch films, watch their films. What's their style? Some people, they take styles from their other filmmakers that inspire them.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the way that they shoot that angle. Like, every director has their own style and how they do stuff. Like, for instance, Spike Lee, he does the famous dolly shot where he's like, has them on there, and he's the background is moving and he's up close with their face. Or, Alfred Hitchcock, his style is, he's always about the mystery. Yeah. And making the audience a part of what's going to happen next, and he keeps them off the edge of their seats.
Yeah.
You know, Martin Scorsese, his style is crime, particularly with the mafia films and how he does all that. Like, everyone has their own style. Or you have documentary filmmakers, you know, they have their own style with how they tell stories too. So there's many different elements, and you just got to find your own niche and go with it.
And go with it and flow with it. I love that. Okay, well, that's perfect. And speaking of inspiration, we got to talk about the underlay. We got underlay coming out. Look, I'm not... I told you before. I told you before we went on that I was going to do a little short out. So let's talk about, guys, if I know y'all are listening, she's an artist. We're going to talk about her music. All right. So Andale is the title of the hot new single. The video, all that stuff is coming out. And, you know, with her, of course, being a director, you know, this is going to be, we're looking forward to seeing some nice shots. So tell us a little bit about it. Patrizia, tell us what you got.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try and sum it up because I didn't even realize how much I was talking. So,
you're good. You're good.
I definitely, we're good with that. Well, this has been a long time in the making. So I've been, like I said, a singer starting from a really young age. And I was working on an album about 10 years ago. And, you know, with schooling and everything, it never really finished. I had a whole bunch of songs and singles that were out on mixtapes, but I had made the decision, it was last year, that, you know what, I want to get back into, you know, my talent and my voice, because it brings people a lot of joy and they love it. So it's something that I'm naturally talented at and that it's fun for me. But me, I don't care about the fame. That's not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing the feeling that what this does for me. Yeah. And what it does for everyone else. So Andale is going to be coming out. It's already out, but I'm having my EP album coming out a few months into 2021. Okay. So we're going to hope for a good 2021 with that. Right. I originally was going to have the album come out in 2020, but obviously with everything that has happened, it made it very challenging. And I wanted to really, it's all about timing and make it come out where everyone had a little bit more peace of mind. And, you know, I could really promote it because as far as like promoting things, I don't really feel comfortable like, hey, listen to my album, but then like people are dying from COVID. Yeah. That's just my thing. Yeah. But, you know, so I'm having it remixed and by these amazing, talented DJs in Italy. One of them is my cousin, and it's going to be released on a very well-known European label in Italy in just a few months. So it's going to all come together, and with the video as well, which I'm directing my own video, which was fun. Oh, cool. And I got to have this incredible actress by the name of Stephanie Bloom. She's so gorgeous. And it's kind of like, you know, how Sia has her dancers tell stories. So I wanted to have that because for me, it's all about the sex appeal, and she's got that all. Yeah. And we're both using our talents and putting it together. And Andale has Latin vibes. I'm Italian, but I love the Latin culture because they're really sexy. They know how to dance. Yes, they do. And, you know, it's the feeling that it gives you. It's like, listen, it may be winter over here in New York, but it's hot.
We are keeping it hot and steamy. That blizzard better watch out. Oh my gosh. Right. Patrizia is coming through with the steam and the heat and all the hotness, y'all. So get ready. So, okay. So you are directing this video. See, I'm not even going to do what I was about to do. I was about to ask like, hey, let us know where you're shooting and all that, but we won't get into all of that. But tell us a little bit about your services. Okay. Go to that first. Go ahead and finish your thought and then I'll come in.
I wanted to shoot it. I did want to have like part of it shot in Miami or in LA, but that would be nice. It was funny because I did shoot most of it already. I do just have to finish a few more scenes. I ended up shooting it in studio setting.
Yeah.
And I just, the way that we had made the production design of the aesthetic and the way that it looks, it just fit perfectly. And it was one of those things, what's telling the story more is just your body language, your lips, your eyes. And that's what On Delay is about. It's about, having this man that you love and you want so much to, come over here, baby.
Hurry up.
So,
you gotta hurry up. And On Delay.
Let's make it hot. Yes, like we're not getting any younger. Let's go.
On Delay. Well, I'll tell you what, for those people who may not be familiar with the term On Delay, because I know listeners out from all over the place, go ahead and give us a rundown on what that means.
Yeah, well, On Delay is Latin Spanish word, and it just basically means let's go.
Let's go.
It's also like vámonos, like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, put your body on me.
There's a song. Yeah, that was a jam. I remember that one. Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I just had to get you. I know that kind of sounded kind of odd and weird, but a lot of people would probably be like, oh, some listeners. Let me clarify that may not be familiar with. Well, what is On Delay? So I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, and before we get ready to wrap up, now 7E, you guys. I know you specialize in independent filmmakers and music and film like that, but like say for instance somebody is listening and they want to connect or get a hold of you or try to get you, because I know you also do directing, so you direct films. So tell us a little bit about the services and how they can connect.
Yeah, so they basically can find me. They can email me or go on my website at Patrizia at 7entertainment.com. That's Patriz as in zebra IA. That's my real Italian name. Or you can find me on Instagram. And, I definitely work with all kinds of people, like I was saying before. My clients, whether it's individuals or, small businesses, and we can do a really nice video together. And I'm offering a special discount for artists as well, because we've been hit the hardest during this COVID time.
Oh, nice.
And I know a lot of them are depressed. So I'm doing it for the month of January. I'm doing 40% off my services. Wow. Definitely, if you're looking to have a music video or, a fashion campaign or anything that's going to help tell your story, definitely come to my page and I'll work something out.
Well, she's going to work it out. Y'all better get over there. I know I probably, oh my gosh. That is, you know what? So we're going to do this after the On Delay video premieres, at the start of the year. Yeah. We're going to have you back because you're going to have some explaining to do. you got to give us the rundown and the scoop of everything and the EP and everything that's coming up. That's going to be good.
Oh, yeah, because listen, it's going to be all over Europe. So the song already, it's been out for this whole year. Yeah. And people love it. They have gone nuts. They just love the way that it makes them feel. And that's what it's about for me. And I feel like, wow, I'm so happy I decided to make the decision to come back as an artist and do that, because it's not easy. Like, being a business entrepreneur and a woman, you have to be professional. And then I was like, I don't want to confuse people because, you're a business owner and you have to talk a certain way. You have to represent yourself a certain way. And then now they're seeing me being an artist and being more like, expressing myself or being more free or, sexual or sexualizing myself. Like, how is that going to, is that going to collide or, is that going to be bad? But you know what? You need to, in life, do what you were called to do.
Exactly.
Because I promise you, the effect that it's going to have on other people is going to be 100 times more, because you're doing something that you love and that makes you happy. And it's going to change someone's life. And that's why we're all put on this earth, because we're supposed to inspire one another and, really just enjoy life. And right now, with everything we've gone through, we need that.
We absolutely need it. And
we definitely need that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I was going to definitely ask you to drop some words of encouragement, but you have pretty much summed it up. We have to do what we're called to do and also to be there to...
I do want to say one more thing.
Uplift and inspire.
Cut you off.
No, go right ahead. Yeah. Add that in.
Yeah. No, so this feature film that I'm most proud about that I got to be the assistant director on is called Donna. If you go on donnathemovie.com, you can find all the information. But basically, the director, Jarrett Martino, he's such an incredible, inspiring director who, in Hollywood, it's very hard to find someone as genuine as him.
Yeah.
And his production company and what he does with his films is he helps bring awareness to subjects deserving attention. So this story in particular is about his own mother, who it's about raising awareness for domestic violence victims. And it's telling her story, but it's not just telling her story. It's a whole entire movement. And the it's going to be officially out February 23rd. It's already won like 20 plus film awards.
Yeah.
The trailer is going to be also coming out on his mother's birthday, January 16th. So it's really special to me because the way that her story turned out is exactly how, I grew up, with a single mom, and it's very inspiring and it changed my life. So I really want people to, go on donnathemovie.com to find more information and look out for the trailer coming out.
All right, perfect, guys. You heard it. donnathemovie.com. Make sure you go support, check out the upcoming trailer. Yeah, and that's definitely, it's going to be a powerful story. Can't wait to check that out as well. All right, Ms. Patrizia Iuliucci, let us know one more time for the road, for the team. Let us know we can find you online, social media handles, website, all that other good stuff before we leave.
Find me on Instagram at Patrizia, Patrizia Iuliucci, Iuliucci. You can go on my website, which is 7entertainment.com. Definitely Twitter as well. I'm all over. So just give me a shout. The same way that we became friends is the same way I'm very open and friendly with everyone in this business. And I want to continue to inspire everyone else.
Love it. All right. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you being a part of the show and looking forward to connecting again in the next couple of months in 2021. You take care.
Yes. Thank you so much. You too as well.
Thanks for hanging out with us here on SOB. We hope this episode has been resourceful. If you'd like to check out the latest articles or follow Keetria's website updates, just log on to Keetria.com or follow her on Twitter at KEETRIA.